What's up guys, it's the Fabled Menace here, and today we will be talking about the newest free 5-star in Wuthering Waves, Xiangli. You can obtain this character for free by getting 6,000 or more popularity in the by Moon's Grace event. Xiangli's resonance skill is called Deduction. However, when his Forte bar is full, his resonance skill is replaced by Decipher. When Decipher is cast, he will deal electro damage considered as resonance liberation damage. There are two ways of filling this Forte bar: by normal attacks and casting resonance skill. When resonance liberation is cast, his resonance skill is replaced by divergence, and his Forte bar is split into 5 sections. When all 5 sections are filled, his resonance skill is replaced by Law of Rains. Law of Rains deals electro damage considered as resonance liberation damage. Shortly after casting resonance skill Decipher or Divergence, use basic attack to perform a mid-air attack called Revamp. Revamp deals electro damage considered as resonance liberation damage. When resonance liberation is cast and his Forte is split into 5 sections, the stacks gained per section is called performance capacity. There are 5 different ways of gaining performance capacity. The first is to obtain 1 performance capacity when stage 1 of basic attack hits a target. The second is obtain 2 performance capacity when stage 2 or 3 of basic attack hits a target. The third is to obtain 2 performance capacity for every resonance skill divergence that hits a target. The fourth is to obtain 3 performance capacity for every mid-air attack revamp that hits a target. And lastly, obtain 2 performance capacity for every dodge counter unfathomed that hits a target. Now let's talk about his resonance liberation. When casting his resonance liberation, he will obtain 3 hypercubes. Each time resonance skill Law of Rains is cast, it will consume 1 hypercube. Resonance liberation will end once all hypercubes are consumed. Basic attack and heavy attack are replaced with basic attack pivot impale. His resonance skill Deduction is replaced as well by resonance skill Divergence, and his dodge counter is also replaced by dodge counter Unfathomed, considered as resonance liberation damage. His first inherent skill is he gains 5% electro damage bonus after casting resonance skill for 8 seconds, and this is stackable up to 4 times. His second inherent skill is after casting resonance liberation, his resistance to interruption is enhanced. And lastly, his outro skill. Xiangli will call down a laser beam upon the first target the incoming resonator's basic attack hits, dealing electro damage equal to 237.63% of Xiangli's attack to an area. This effect can last for 8 seconds and can be triggered once every 2 seconds, and you can use this up to 3 times. And on the last note, his stat bonuses are attack percentage and crit damage. His best in slot being the Verity's Handle. This weapon ascends with crit rate, and the passive for this weapon is you gain a 12% attribute damage bonus. When using Resonance Liberation, the wielder will gain a 48% Resonance Liberation bonus for 8 seconds. This effect can be extended by 5 seconds each time Resonance skill is cast, up to 3 times. Another 5-star weapon you can use on him is the Abyss Surges, which you can get from the permanent weapon banner, which ascends with attack percentage. The passive for this weapon is it increases your energy regen by 12.8%. When hitting a target with resonance skill, it increases your basic attack damage bonus by 10%, lasting for 8 seconds. And when hitting a target with basic attacks, it increases your resonance skill damage bonus by 10%, lasting for 8 seconds as well. The first 4-star weapon gauntlet we will be looking at is the Stonard. Now this weapon can be obtained through the battle pass, and it ascends with crit rate as well. This weapon will have about 4% less crit rate than his best in slot. The passive for this weapon is, when casting resonance skill, it will increase the wielder's resonance liberation damage bonus by 18%, lasting for 15 seconds. And lastly, the second 4-star we will be looking at is the Hollow Mirage. This weapon ascends with attack percentage as well, and the passive for this weapon is, when resonance liberation is cast, it grants 3 stacks of iron armor. Each stack increases the attack and defense by 3%, stacking up to 3 times. When the resonator takes damage, it reduces the number of stacks by 1. The best echo set to run on him is the Void Thunder. A 2-piece of the set will give 10% electro damage, and a 5-piece of the set, the electro damage increased by 15% after releasing a heavy attack or resonance skill. This effect stacks up to 2 times, each stack lasts 15 seconds. Now in this set you will want to run a 4-3-3-1-1 setup, with the 4 costs being the Tempest Memphis, either crit rate or crit damage depending on what stats you need, the 3 cost of electro damage bonus, and another 3 cost of electro damage bonus. However, you can run a electro damage bonus and an attack percentage if need be. Although I do believe from past experiences the double electro bonus is better, and your 1 costs will be attack percentage. The substats you will be looking for on this set is energy regen, crit rate, crit damage, attack percentage, resonance liberation damage bonus, and flat attack. If you don't have a Void Thunder set to run on him, you can also run the Lingering Tunes set with him. This set will be slightly weaker than the Void Thunder, so preferably if you can farm for a Void Thunder set, do so. The best team to run with Xiangli would be Xiangli, Yanlin, Verena, or Baizha. This is because Yanlin as a sub DPS on our outro will grant an electro damage buff as well as a resonance liberation damage buff to Xiangli. An alternate team to this would be Xiangli, Verena, or Baizha. Now, he won't be able to take advantage of the fusion damage buff. However, Xiangli also gives off a liberation damage buff. And a third alternate team would be Xiangli, Havoc Rover, Verena, or Baizha, where you would play Xiangli and Havoc Rover as a double DPS team, basically. Xiangli does a lot of damage for a free character, and I feel like it was catered more towards the newer or F2P players, because content in this game is getting harder, so having a broken main DPS is never a bad thing. Not to say that we all can't enjoy him, because his playstyle is both unique and fun. And finally, I hope you enjoyed this guide and found it helpful. And if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe.